In this episode, we will talk about cross-section in interior one-point perspective. One of the most important parts that this perspective got is that whatever cross-section design that you do, you can draw it with this technique. For example, if you imagine a gallery with an imaginary cross-section like this, maybe like contemporary art museum, if you imagine yourself in the area like this and send all of the corners to yourself, what happens is we will have a very different room. So here we've got a very different perspective. I just need to add some detail here. Let's go inside a bit and separate some parts, hatch here, added some paintings, and make this into a complete perspective. Cross-section is very important in perspective. It can even form in our objects. Even if your room got a simple cross-section in it, when you add an inclined roof to it, your perspective of story will change. So look how much got changed because of a roof. So I only need to have a format like this or a form like this to be able to change my cross section and create something different. Look closely. I added a terrace here. Let's add some details also, like this. Do some simple flooring in line with our vanishing point. As you can see, very simple. We got a good perspective. We can add more detail, like added some paintings on the wall and similar stuff. Let's move to our next cross section to see how important this subject will be. Listen, all the objects that you design, they all have a section to them. So for example, if I want to design a sofa, let's move it like this and move it up. Do the seat like this and bring it down like this and turn it. This is a section for us. If I added a vanishing point here and move all the lines to it and repeat the same section over there, it will give us a very special detail. Just so easily I create a very special detail. And I could create a very different sofa with this. And this section got a different story to it. I can imagine something like this. This is our sofa as a stand. And let's change the cross section to see what will happen. I just need to bring the section to here and it's over. And add a little curved line, some handles, and we got a very interesting and different design. Like this. In our sections, we will not be satisfied with only these. I believe in this part, if you dominate this technique a little more, you can do very special designs. For example, I'm adding some details here. Look closely. The detail that I'm designing is not the important thing here. I'm doing it so we learn how to react to it. So look, I designed something like this. It can be closed or it can be open, doesn't really matter. I'm specifying a dot here and consider it as vanishing point and connect my lines to it. Connect all of them. Like this. I will close a section from this part. If I have some mistakes, I can just correct it. Pay attention. This can be a cross-section for a fireplace. So I created this here. I can close one part. So I'll separate some areas. So I have fire here. So we have all the details that we want in our fireplace. I can do this very easily. We added a little hash to it. You can darken beneath some surfaces. So with this stuff that we learned, I can simply design this. Even complicated sections, even our ceilings plastering, classical facade and all of the things that we design, or even, and patterns that got section movement in them like this, we can create. I will design different type of this for you guys, that we imagine a part. We've got train station with a different roof. When I'm starting to design, I will start from this section. Create an area, and in this section I will come down. I will do my lining. Coming down vertically, like this. We come forward, and if we want to, we can add some stairs, but this time I don't do this. We can add some figures. We'll consider our train as vanishing point. We do the lining here for our flooring. So designing a section like this will help you a lot in your designs. So just like this, we create a good perspective. So with just simple lines, under 1 minute, I created this. Now we just gotta determine our train, open a couple of windows, open some doors, and as you can see, bit by bit, it's shaping. And our figures got their head on one line. And this just became an important perspective. From these perspectives, I want to do 1 or 2 samples here to see which one will be better. And then we will make one of them into a final render. We imagine this is a gardening center. Got a glassy roof like this. We created something like this. Let's add some platforms here also to put our greenery on them. Coming down here, splitting over there. These are sections for our building. I will draw my figure here. Connect the vanishing point. like this. As we can see, all of them are happening. I'll edit this curved line here and repeat it, and just come forward and open it a bit by bit. So this is happening like this. Edit some greenery on our platforms. And as you can see, in just a couple of minutes, we create our center. It's very important that you learn to design sections. And designing sections will help you in different subjects. Let's design an interior section of a villa. Look closely. We create a different section. We move the line to our vanishing point. And as you can see, it's giving us a very different end result. So I can work on this bit by bit and create something pleasant. Look, a simple section change. I will do different samples of this in our next episodes. And I want you guys to search and find the sections and to see what we come up with. Even in details. You can design good sections in very small details. When I'm saying details, I mean even designing a bathroom or a washing place. When you are designing, you can think of details in sections. Now, let's imagine we're designing a face wash here. It's a public face wash. Let's create the space here. I'm designing the section for face wash. And design our watercolor on the bottom also. If you want to add a skylight, we will leave space for that. For example, like this. Going that way, I'm coming down vertically. And I can serve flower box here. Like this, coming up. And sitting area and coming down. So this is a general idea here. And we will consider the height of our figure compared to our area. And connect all of them to our vanishing point. Look, from a very simple section, I created something good and different. And imagine if you're doing this with patience, the end result will be much, much better. So we created this, and this section is important for me, one that I'm highlighting here. I will do some more examples so we will get to know it much better. And you guys will know what to do. And in advanced sketching, I will explain this much, much more. And even in interior design. But here, I will try to give some examples for you guys to be able to understand these areas much better. And to be able to use these areas much better and have a good end result from this. As you can see, with just some simple hatching, my perspective is shaping. We can represent this in only like 4 or 5 minutes. It's true that it doesn't have much details and it's not very clean, but it's representing our ideas. We did this just in 3 or 4 minutes and we can decide if we want to continue it or not. So I like you guys to do this and see how the results will be. if your view to an area or space be completely in cross-section, that we understand the details of an area and to see what is happening in that area. For example, I'm doing this, coming down and connect this. Look, without creating any detail, we've done this. And even if I do my details, it could be even better. We could just add the details to our space and see what will happen to it. Even on curved surfaces, you can use this technique in curved sections and work on it. And as you can see, I'm just adding a little detail. It's changing a lot. Everything starts with a section and the details are being added to that. As you can see, we create a special area. Design a pool. As you can see, we will repeat the same thing. Or if I want to design a gym, we will design a section here. And then we can specify our swimming pool here and this area for our spectators. I can empty below it and connect it from here. This is my vanishing point. And if my ceiling is a structural, I can define that and the space behind it to move it in my section. And as you can see, just so easily, I'm creating something really complicated. And we, just like this, we made it happen. I recommend you guys to do this for sure. Open this area, this is our water. And that's passing area. I can make it cleaner later on. And later on, we design our ceiling structure. If you need to move it like that, you just do it and connect it to the bottom. Do it one by one. So pay attention. With just a couple of movement and in a couple of minutes, we created something super pleasant. And as much as we think and we can design and do different designs and create different shapes, each one of them we can analyze in 3 or 4 minutes and create something different. Means that we are doing this correctly, because that's the nature of sketching. Look, now we are doing curved shapes with this, which means I'm doing this in my section. We can turn this into a gym. And don't forget, the thing that you're doing you are learning perspective in order to design. So for now, don't think of doing it very clean and stuff. And as much as you do it faster and recognize where you do it and how you do it is much better. And as much as you're looking and seeing the systematic stuff that is happening, we create a glassy body. We make that one a little inclined. This can be a gym. We can add in some more inclined surface. Added some here. We can create a basketball net here. And define our ground, the middle of it. Just so easily we got this. In our next episodes, I will do a couple of these with more details. So we are more familiar with detailing and this concept that we worked here. Each one of them just took 2 or 3 minutes. And in time you add a detail to them and get your final cut from it.